Hello Africa 55 and hello African Queen Mo team. It's amazing how we have a twinning channel now called Africa 55. Yeah, it's so lovely, to have company because, it's all about integration. It's all about engagement, not isolation. It's all about being together. So today we are going to be talking about mental health. I decided to start a new topic, and that's because of the response that I received from my previous mental health video. Let us start with a little humor. So how are you all? I hope you're all well. Today we are going to talk about mental health. I said we are going to talk about mental health. Yes. What is mental health? Mental health is the health, the feeling, the status of your mind and your ability to process information. Yes, and your ability is affected by many things, and we're going to talk about those things today. But we're not going to talk about all of them. We're just going to talk about a few things which have affected our mental health, which we have definitely ignored for so many years. And now I think it's time for this because I've always talked about mental health. I always know, no. Mental health is a serious problem now. It's a serious problem in Africa. Yes, it's a serious problem in Africa. But I don't know what we're going to do. I think some people are in denial. Some people are in serious denial. But we are going to talk about mental health because it's affecting so many people. Have you seen the statistics? We are going to talk about mental health now, and we are going to be serious. Okay, guys, let's go right into it now. So, without any further ado, let us go into mental health. So, why is it that Africans have so many mental health problems these days? Why is it that all of a sudden mental health seems to be some sort of pandemic? It seems to be like an epidemic. It seems to be something that has caught fire and is raising houses and is raising families and society. What is going on? Well, I must tell you one thing. Let me admit it right here. I had mental health problems when I was a teenager. Yes, I was. And even when I was a young adult at some point, especially after I became a single parent and I had a child to look after, I really found it very, very difficult to cope. But I thank God because I think, the way we were brought up in our day, me being over some other age that we do not mention very nicely here, yeah? The way we were brought up was the time when we were still very, very close in family. We still had families and were very close. We had cousins, aunties, grandparents, and even, great-grandparents. So we still had places to go. And I saw my parents to go every week to go visit their parents, to get a word of encouragement, a word of advice, or even just to, update them about what's going on. Because, if you're old and elderly and you're retired, you kind of become disconnected from society, So today I want us to discuss mental health because unfortunately in Africa, this is something that is usually stigmatized and most people are not willing to open up. But I want to remind you guys where we have come from. Because if you know where you have come from, then you know why we are here and where we'll be potentially going, positive and negative. All right, guys. So with that short introduction, yeah, hello again and welcome. For those of you who have just joined us right now, remember, please guys, remember to thumbs up this video, very important. Remember to subscribe, yeah, and also to share with people that you love, yeah. Let's get serious now. Let's get serious, yeah. Mental health showing already issues. Okay, guys, so today is Mental Health Sunday. I decided every single Sunday, or maybe Monday, anyway, between Sundays and Mondays, okay, promise you guys, I'm going to try this whole month of December to discuss mental health issues. Why? Because I believe they're very important. I really wanted to bring on a counselor, and I'm still trying to, reach out to her to see that if she can come on board, even in a Zoom call. Watch out for that video because I'm really going to chase her down. She's absolutely fabulous. If any of you guys are in mental health and would like to also participate in interviews, or if you have mental health issues you'd like to talk to me about, maybe you'd like to invest some time and do a little bit of an interview with me, or even send me an email about your situation or talk to me about it, and you'd like me to discuss it here, Personal experiences really help to boost people's understanding. I wanted to talk about things. We have had a history of 600 years of slavery. Why am I talking about history? We're talking about mental health. Why are you bringing us history? Yes, because history helps us to understand where we were and why we're here. Very important. So first of all, you're aware, most of you as Africans, that we went through 600 years of slavery. That's 6 centuries of slavery. We are victims of trauma. We have been traumatized as a society, as a continent, as a people. We've been through a lot of trauma. We saw our people. We heard the stories of deportation. We heard the stories of mass killings, mass murders, right on the continent of Africa, in the oceans. We heard the stories of bondage, okay? We heard the stories. Some people lived it, okay? But we were just listening to the stories, yeah? And the stories themselves and the movies and the reenactments are too much for us. What about the people who went through it, guys, yeah? Black people around the world, African people, the original African black-skinned person around the world is a victim, okay, of horrible bondage, of horrible difficult history. But I would also like to say that we are not the only ones. You've heard about people who have gone through Nazi Germany, Hitler, and the Jews. Yeah, so we as a world, can I say, are traumatized. Black people, white people, we are all traumatized, actually. Yeah, coming to think of it, it's everybody. At some point in the other, you will see that you've had a history of murders, killings, horrible violence, and wars and colonization and domination. Whether you're even here, even the Welsh here, they experienced it. Even the Irish, they experienced it. Yeah, it's very few societies that did not experience this. Yeah, but in Africa, because I'm talking to my African people, right? This is specifically for you as Black Africans, because many of these other countries have actually put in place systems. They've recognized mental illness as an issue that they need to deal with. But we Africans are still lagging behind. And that's the reason why I want to discuss this issue with you. Okay? So we're still trying to recover from that situation as we speak. So we've been seriously affected. Even if you're not aware about the effect, yes, we have been affected. We were raised by parents whose parents were probably victims of slavery, colonization, domination, etc. Those parents of ours are also traumatized. Yeah. So basically, we are children of trauma. Most of us have grown up in homes where we experience beatings, actual thrashings by our parents, yeah, or we experienced isolation, we experienced neglect. Some of us experienced generally hostility. Some of us experienced parents who were depressed. Sometimes we experienced parents who were hostile. Sometimes we experienced like neighbors and neighborhoods that were dysfunctional. We had maybe family members who could not stay in the home, who were always moving from one place to the other, wanderers, I call them wanderers, serial cheaters. So many things going on in households, and this is still going on today, by the way, guys, yeah? So what happened is that that situation, or growing up in those kinds of dysfunctional situations, where if you make a mistake as a small child, you are dealt with a blow. So the punishment, is way above the level that should be given for that level of a mistake. So for example, you don't eat your food and somebody sits at your table with a stick to beat you up to make sure that you finish up your food. Whether you're going to throw up or not, they don't care, Or maybe you're a young child and you have a problem with bedwetting, and you wake up in the morning, you find your bed is wet, and you find yourself with lashings. You have been beaten. So everything is approached with not speaking, not talking, not understanding, but a belt. Yeah, so there's a lot that we have gone through, a lot of people. Some people also grew up some of the worst forms of, let's say, denial, such as lack of food, not eating enough, not sleeping in a comfortable bed, not even being sure where you're going to be. And others have had everything and actually have been overindulged by your parents, to the point where you even think that they don't even care about you, because instead of looking after you and giving you time, they throw money at you. So you also grow up dysfunctional. Right now, our societies are experiencing a lot of trauma and a lot of difficulties. As it is right now, we have economic stagnation in most of our countries. Okay? Most of us are experiencing economic difficulties, social difficulties, and that's affecting our mental health. Have you ever noticed, by the way, when you get a little bit of money all of a sudden your mental health problem kind of goes away. Some of the worst mental health crisis that people experience is due to lack of finances. Yeah? Lack of means. Because finances, money, is a means. It's a tool with which you're able to purchase the things that you need in life. So if you're not able to access that, finances, it can affect you because you actually feel threatened. You feel that you may not be able to survive in life if you don't have enough finances. Yes, so it's a good enough reason to push you back and make you feel mentally challenged and, upset and worried and fearful and anxious. We need to understand strategy. Now, I want us to think about what is the strategy that we should use. What has worked for me? Okay, there are individual things you can do and there are organizational things you can do. Now that we know the cause of our problem, we are saying it is slavery, it is history, it's how we've been brought up, it's the way the homes have been run. Okay, that has affected us. It's the way the schools have been run. It's the way that educational institutions also contribute to young people's mental health problems. It's the way governments are being run. They're being run in a way that is no level of accountability, high level of corruption and nepotism. You feel like your opportunities have been stolen from you. Yeah, to the point where some leaders are even telling us to leave. They'll do anything to get rid of the population so that they don't have the responsibility. And all they do is just reap the benefits of that population, yeah, from wherever, just to further their agendas. And by the way, this also happens in the home. There are some parents who also take advantage of their children and, they just basically manipulate their kids and get them to the point where they feel that they have responsibility for them. And all that, that's just like weaponizing your parenthood, weaponizing kids against each other. You go and discuss your child with this other. There's so many things that can contribute. The list is endless, and I won't go into each one of them. What I want to focus on right now, guys, is what can you do? What can you do? What is a solution? On the individual level, what do you feel that you can do as an individual? Well, when I have felt at my lowest point, when I have felt let down by society, by individuals. For example, as a single parent, I felt let down by the person who fathered the child with me. I felt so let down that I felt that I could not trust anybody anymore, ever. This even extended beyond men. It extended towards society. I started to look at it in a different way. Yeah? The same way, for example, let me give you another example of what makes us also mentally, feel mentally down. You may have lost a loved one. You may have lost your parent, child, sibling, friend, colleague. You may have lost opportunity, business opportunity. Loss in itself can make you feel vulnerable, can make you feel like, thrown out in the world with nothing to hold on to. Like you're in the ocean, just waves passing there, and you're there with a log and you feel like you might not survive. Yeah. So what has helped me, though, was number one, my beliefs and my faith, the one that I was brought up with. At least I had that. I have a sense that I have a creator out there that is responsible for me, that I'm not responsible for every single thing in the world. And that's one of the things that, unfortunately, the current world that we live in today, likes to blame individuals. It likes to blame people. It likes to put blame on you, that if something is not working, it's your fault. Okay? If you haven't managed to finish your school, your education, it's your fault. If you've lost your job, it's your fault. You lost your family, it's your fault. It's you. Always pointing fingers. You. It's you. Always pointing fingers at you. So, one thing you need to realize, guys, it's not you. It's not you at all. It's not. It's the way the world is. You were born, you came into this world, you found it this way. You didn't know that there are people who are being brought up without any sort of moral direction. No moral compass, no ethics, no thoughtfulness, no consideration. There are people in this world who are this way. Yeah? So it's not you. It's not your fault. You found yourself in this situation. You found yourself amongst these people. Unfortunately, you crossed paths with this kind of a person, or you were born into this kind of a family that you couldn't do anything with. Now, what's important is what you do when you grow up, when you take all your experiences together, all your hurts and all your pain, and decide what you're going to do with it. Because you have a choice. Okay? It's all about choice. The choice is yours. The fault is not yours, but the choice is yours. Okay? It's not your fault, but it is your choice. So, what you do is that you take that pain and you write down some notes. You say, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what I went through. One line like this with, these are the pros and the cons. If I go this way, these are the benefits. If I go that way, those are the disadvantages. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of every single decision that you take? What is the advantage and disadvantage of investing my time and energy into this path as opposed to that path? Okay, so some decisions are at the individual level, they're at your level. There's some other decisions that are at institutional level. Okay, another institution is the family, the organization is the family. Okay, some decisions have to be made by families. But in Africa, in our original Africa, okay, we need to understand one thing. The thing that helped Africans to cope, and the reason why black people till today are not so misunderstood, and many people wonder, they're always putting a looking glass on us and wondering, how are we surviving? Are we the cockroaches of this world? Yeah? How come? No matter what you throw at us, we land on our feet. No matter what. You imagine, yeah? People crossing the Atlantic, tied up together, starved, beaten, and they still reach. And they go the other side, okay? And they live 600 years, 300 years in slavery, 600 years of enslavement, and they still survive. Why? It's because they actually carried with them the traditional learnings. Go back to your roots. Learn. What did your great-great-grandparents teach you? What did they teach us about how to survive and thrive in adversity? Okay? Climate variation has been there since beyond whenever. Those people lived with big animals like the dinosaurs. They lived in dangerous conditions. Some of them, you saw the kinds of homes that they had. They didn't have actually electricity the way we know. So what did they do? I think the first thing that they did was to rely on each other. Number one, we need to reinstitute what we had in the past. From now on, guys, we need to bring back that thing that helped us survive and thrive then. And what is that one thing? That one thing happened to me yesterday. A friend of mine, let me tell you a story now, guys. Yesterday, a friend of mine came by to visit. I was so amazingly happy. Yeah? She's a Kenyan lady and she came by to visit, and my God, the joy that I felt when she left. There's some people who come to your home with a beautiful spirit, and they come with gifts for you and the children, bitings and things like that. And they also come with a good word, encouraging words for you. By the time she left, let me tell you, I noticed that when she came in, I was actually feeling at the pains of, cold weather, little arthritis happen, you're feeling pain here. By the time she left, I was like, hiya, where's my pain? I don't feel my pain. Yeah? So sometimes pain can be managed by the energy of other people, by being in the right place at the right time, okay? By engaging, by talking to somebody face to face. We're not talking about social media. We're talking about face to face. So guess what? Here is one thing that you could do. Start looking for opportunities to meet people face to face. Go and visit. Schedule visits. If you can actually get up and just do it spontaneously, then arrange a visit. Call a friend of yours and say, would you please come and visit me? Doesn't matter the status of your house. It really doesn't. You just clean your place. Make it clean. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just tell them, you know what? I really need to have a word and not on phone. Can you make yourself available for me? If not, you say, can I make myself available to you? Can we meet? Can we meet to talk? It can be at their house. It can be outdoors. It can be in a park. It can be anywhere. But just meet and have a word to word with somebody who is a friend. Okay? Some of you would say, I don't have any friends. I don't know anyone. Okay, no problem. Then make it your business to get off the internet and get up and walk around. Walk around. Get out and walk. You'll find somebody will greet you. You'll feel better. Being out in the sunshine. Get some vitamin D, some happy vitamin D. Spend time outdoors. Okay? Work on your skills. Because these are skills that we're losing. We're losing the skills of interacting and engaging with other people because we're constantly on social media. It's happening to me too. And one of the skills that you'll immediately start losing is the gift of the garb. The one that used to get you in trouble in school. That thing, you're going to lose it. If you don't use it, you lose it. But the only way to gain it back is to actually practice. Practice talking. Practice being in their company. Go buy a gift for a friend. Send it to them. Make friends. Learn how to make friends. It's such an important thing. Learn how to make friends and teach your kids the importance of making friends. Don't disallow your children from engaging with other children. That is one of the ways that they can lift up their depression and their mental health. Okay, some parents like to lock their children within four walls or within their compound. They don't want the children to socialize with other kids. And yet, you know what? That is the greatest antidote to their mental health and yours. Okay, it is wonderful, therapeutic for them and for you. You get some time off and they get some time to engage with other children and to play. Yeah, and you also get time to engage with somebody who's your age mate and to play whatever games you're going to play as adults, Learn, number one, to engage. That's number one. Number two, in order to engage, you need to learn to be open. Learn to be more open. Open up. Speak. Yeah? Say hi, and not just problems. Don't just talk about problems. Speak. Speak your truth. Open your mouth and speak what you feel inside. Say, okay, by the way, you know what? I really love science. I love mathematics. And the person will look at you like, you love what? Yeah, I love mathematics. Why do you love mathematics? Oh, well, I think, you know what? Without numbers, I'm gifted with numbers. I just see them adding up, I see numbers all the time. I close my eyes and I see numbers. I love things to do with the planets. I love biology. I love science. I just love it. It's just like the world is all science. The person looks at you and goes, me, I hated science forever. See, you start. That's a conversation. It started. So what did you like? Learn to ask the person questions. So what do you enjoy? Or what do you not like about? What is there not to like about science? Let me tell you why I like it. Yeah? Learn to speak out. We need to practice. Don't just learn to listen. Learn to open your mouth and speak. Yeah? In respect, with a respectful way. Learn to open your mouth and speak. Okay, so we talked about engagement. We're talking about opening up. Okay? The other thing is this. Change your attitude towards life. Deliberately, learn to value life. As much as you think you value life, you probably don't. You probably don't value it enough. Because if you really valued life enough, if we all valued life enough, we would make sure that we take care of our mental health. Because what would we be without our mental health? Yeah? So let's learn to value life so much that we'll do anything, okay, to maintain, retain, and sustain our mental health and our emotional health. Do whatever it takes. Love yourself. Love life. Enjoy life. Try to see things in a positive manner as much as possible. If you get a problem and another one, just know that if you're at the bottom, there's nowhere else to go except up. You have to rise up. So start thinking of solutions. Ask people for solutions, for ideas, okay? Because don't rely on yourself. And don't be afraid that when you open up, they'll laugh at you. Let them laugh at you if they want. But the fact is, they too, okay, are hiding many skeletons in their closet. And they know it. And that's the reason why they're laughing at you. Because they're like, how can this one even open up? Yes, open up. Open up. Slowly. Open up gently. Okay. So value life. Stick together. You must stick together. If you have relationships with people that are discordant, that have not worked, for example, within your family membership, yeah? Try to heal those wounds. Try to repair broken relationships. It's very, very important. Don't tell people, me, I don't talk to Sam. Me, I'll never even talk to her. If somebody makes you upset or something like that, or maybe disappoints you, and they come back and they want to talk to you, talk to them. What does it take? Just speak to them. Talk to them. Because you'll feel better. It's for yourself. It's for your own mental health. Try to live at equilibrium, at harmony, in harmony. Because the thing that we have done in life as humans is that we've disrupted nature and the cycle of nature. So we're living in a world where there's no harmony. So try to create harmony in your relationships, harmony in your life as much as possible. With your relationships with your friends, with your family, with your colleagues, with people you don't even know. Try to create harmony. Okay, it's very important. So stick together. Stop isolating yourself. Just quit that isolation. I always tell people, whenever somebody tells me, I'm so depressed, I've been in bed all day, that's the first thing, okay, that I say. Can you find something that you really enjoy? If it's music, can you get up and just go sit down in the living room and listen to some music? Can you get up and try and dance a bit? At least move a few steps, yeah? Do a bit of music? Because you know what? It's a fight for your life. Like I told you to value life. It's a fight for your brain, for your mind, for yourself. Because without all of that, you are nothing. And I don't think that you want to leave this world sad. You want to leave this world knowing what potential you had and knowing that you actually exercised your full potential to the extent that your creator allowed it. Okay? So I think that's it. It's mainly all about valuing your life, creating opportunities to engage, sticking together, stopping that isolation, try to engage more, visit people more, and for them to visit you. Okay? Open your life, open your home. Whether you have stuff or you don't, open up. And very, very important is also always be in the right frame of mind. Yeah, if you're a prayerful person, you like spirituality, you like to pray. Ask God to bring the right people into your life because He surely will. Surely will. Yeah? So let's talk about this every single Sunday, and please give me some feedback. Oh yes, let me answer a few questions now. One question that I was asked was, do I deal with or should I say, the person is, so the person has a problem with maybe alcohol or drugs dependency. Okay, they're drug dependent or alcohol dependent, and they wanted to find out whether I handle that kind of thing. And I want to say, no, I don't. I don't handle it directly. You can send me a message. I can send you a message back. But I will not be the solution to your problem. Just remember that the solution will come from within you. I can probably give you ideas about how to get over your problem. And I can also give you linkages to people who have done it. I know people who have been through rehab. Some of them are my relatives and wonderful people you can talk to. People who had drug addiction, alcohol addiction problems, and they went through the treatment and came out and they no longer practice that. Yeah, they got a hold of their life. They got their life back together. So there is hope for you. You don't have to be an addict forever. So that is the answer to the person who asked me a question about whether I also help people with addiction problems. The other thing I'm going to try to do is to bring on a counselor who will talk to you about this. Somebody who has the technical know-how. Somebody who has the technical knowledge about addiction. Okay, that's number one. So, any other problem? What other question was I asked? Yes, I was also asked, for example, how do you join the Shamiri program? I've tried to contact them. I don't know, maybe they're quite busy. I'll try to contact them again and see how you can join the program. But I know that Shamiri mental health program that targets schools is available to schools. You need to get in touch with me and let me know whether you are a school-going person, whether you're a young person, what your age is, and what kind of program you want to actually join. And I'll try to see if I can do some research and see which program you can join. Yeah? But with or without those programs, guys, remember, in the end, the decision will be yours. It will be yours to lift yourself up, to value your life so much, and to value the lives of the people around you so much that you decide to lift yourself out of this situation. Because this is a temporary situation. It's not permanent. It's temporary, and you can get over it. If, for example, you're so damaged or you've damaged yourself so much and you need to be on drugs, please just agree to go on those drugs. Yeah? If, for example, you have got schizophrenia or another condition like that, you can go on drugs like bipolar. You can go on medication. Please don't refuse to go on the medication. Go on the medication just because you value your life. It's all about valuing your life. Value your life and value the lives of the other people. Because if anything happens to you, do you know the void that you're going to create in other people? Do you know how many people are suffering because they're missing the people who did things to themselves, the people who left, the people who gave up. Do you know the pain that many people are living with because their children gave up or because their friends gave up on themselves? So if you value your life and you value other people's lives, this life is a gift. Yeah? You have not yet reached your full potential. You don't even know who you are until you give yourself a chance. Give yourself a chance. Okay, guys? Love you so much. Take care. Can't wait for the next Sunday. And always remember to be happy. It doesn't matter what people think of you, even if they laugh at you, even if they think of you what. Doesn't matter. Be yourself. Tell yourself, I want to be like African Queen Mo, who is always smiling regardless. Even if it's a fake smile, put it on. Okay? Mine is not fake, by the way. It's not. It's just because I love you guys so much. Yeah? So you will do it. Say you can. Yes, you can. Yep. Okay. Cheers. Bye-bye, guys. You are gonna do it. You are gonna get up. You are gonna be over this mental health problem. If you're dealing with somebody who has a mental health issue, they will get over it. If with your help, they will. Yeah? Refer them to this video. Let them watch it. Please remember to subscribe. We need to get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. I'm only have like 500 watch hours. Watch this thing all the way to the end. Please guys, watch every single video of mine all the way to the end, and let's lift up my watch hours. Please guys, do that for me. I've done a lot of videos in my past. Just watch them, yeah? Watch them. And Africa 55 group, love you very much. Bye. African Queen Mo, bye-bye. Toodoo.